Let's give you the markets update now, and local trade expected to maintain gains made in the last session. The JSE closing higher for a second straight day on Friday as global markets shrugged off the escalation in the conflict in the Middle East. JustOneLap founder is Simon Brown. He joins us now for the very first time in 2024. Simon, good to have you back. Happy New Year. Let's begin with that quick overview of how the local index is faring in early trade.
We're having another morning, Polly, another tough morning. The U.S. is closed today for Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, which means we're going to have a very quiet day as it is. We've got an overall market of 0.5% that's been led by financials, 0.75% down, resources 0.2% lower, and industrials just a handful of points. If we look at the currencies, 18.70 against the US dollar, 23.82 on sterling, and 20.49 against the euro. Commodities, we've got gold a little higher at 20.59, Brent oil slipping 78.18, and the PGMs looking weak. Platinum 9.21, palladium 9.89 an ounce.
Well, let's touch on those commodities you have spoken about. Oil and gold edging up so far this morning. What factors are driving trade there?
The gold story really is around uncertainty. All the talk last year was around recession in the US. It didn't happen. Has it been cancelled? Has it just been delayed into 2024? That's creating uncertainty. Elections everywhere, UK, US, India, South Africa, Russia, that's creating some uncertainty. And of course the big story, when do we start to see rate cuts start coming down? When do those cuts start? Again, just more uncertainty out there. And that's what's pushing gold higher. Oil is a supply and demand. The closure of the Red Sea not impacting oil. We've still seen tankers go through the Red Sea. No problem there, and it's probably more just inventory rebalancing. I do think we're going to see oil trending higher a little bit, probably into the 80s, but I don't think it's going to run away from us.
Let's talk about SARS. They are going after the local unit of British multinational oil and gas company. We're talking about British Petroleum here, BP for short, accusing it of engaging in fraudulent tax conduct at the expense of the fiscus. What's going on there? Yeah,
so this dates all the way back to the sort of mid-2019. Diesel that was supposedly exported to Zimbabwe, hence you can claim back the VAT on it, never left the country, hence you can't claim back the VAT. It's about 274 million that SARS is claiming from BP. That includes penalties and the like. And importantly, SARS is not saying that this was BP knowingly trying to rip off the fiscus. They're saying this was perhaps just logistical challenges and the like. It was pre-pandemic, so we certainly can't blame the pandemic on it. But you got to say, SARS usually, when they start knocking on your door, they usually have a fairly strong case. So I would expect BP to probably admit it and ultimately pay it.
Let's conclude the conversation with the association representing sugar farmers. They've welcomed the sale of Tonghuat to a group called Vision. But what does it say, or should we say but? It says, this association, it wants the new owner to pay its industry levies. Are the new owners obligated to pay these levies, though?
It's a tough one. It is currently a court case ongoing. The levies themselves are tough. So the idea behind the levies, and it's complicated formulas, is that what they're trying to do is balance the playing field. In other words, for the small growers and the small millers, they get a slight uplift in price at the detriment of the giants in the industry. Tonghuat, obviously one of those giants. Tonghuat stopped paying the levies. They simply didn't have any cash. It's not part of the business rescue process. As I said, there is an ongoing court case into this, and I think it's going to depend on that. I don't think the new owners, Vision, as you mentioned, are going to, of their own fruition, pay these levies. I think it's much more likely that they're going to say, if a court says, we will. But also, Vision didn't come to this deal with a whole lot of cash. So, I mean, short answer, the hundreds of millions, R500 million we're talking, Vision doesn't have that in their bank account. So this could start to get messy if the court rules in favor of the growers and the millers.
Sure. That is going to be a very interesting one, and we're going to have to watch it closely as that story unfolds. Thank you very much. Simon Brown, JustOneLap founder, talking to us for the very first time in this new year.